Hello everyone. So today we learn the chapter number 9 of class 8. The name of the chapter is The Comet Part 1, written by Jain Vishnu Narlikar. He was an Indian astrophysicist, an emeritus professor, and he also was awarded the second highest civilian award of India, that is Padma Vibhushan. Okay. Here we are having some objectives about this chapter. First one is to enable them to express themselves in grammatical correct language. When we are expressing anything, right, we should be very precise about our grammar. To enable the learners to extrapolate from the given text. Extrapolate means a form of opinion. What is your opinion about this given text? To enable them to define comets and terms related to its antinomy. Antinomy is a study of scientific things. About here we'll learn about the comet. To enable them to describe how a comet orbits the sun. To enable the student to think of an alternative ending to the story. To enable them to use new words and phrases in their own language. To enable the students to learn the fourfold skills of English, that is LSRW, listening, speaking, reading and writing. So these are the objectives which we have to attain during this chapter, or after this chapter also we'll get some kind of these objectives. Now here the most important question is, what is a comet? So here one definition is given out here for your understanding. So what are comets? Comets are basically dusty snowballs which orbit the sun, right? They are made of ices such as water, carbon dioxide, ammonia and methane. So these are the things which is there in a comet. Water is there, ice are there, carbon dioxide, ammonia and methane, and mixed with dust. These materials came from the time when the solar system was formed. Comets have an icy center that is called nucleus, surrounded by a large cloud of gas and dust. Okay, that is called the coma. The coma is created as the ice in the nucleus is warmed by the sun and vaporizes. When it used to be near the sun, what happened? Whatever the icy parts are there inside the comet, it used to get vaporized, and we used to see the longish tail, and it used to lighten up when it used to reach very near to the sun. Comets can develop two tails as they travel closer to the sun. When they used to travel very near to the sun, they used to develop two tails. A straight gas tail and a curved dust tail. So one is straight and the second one is dust tail. So what is comet? Comets are basically dusty snowballs that carries ices also, water also, methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide and a mix of dust. That is a comet, and they used to come from the solar system, right? Now the explanation part of the chapter number 9. Comet. It was a moonless night in December mostly. Here also we can see in this month of December we used to have extreme cold. In most of the part of India we are having winters. So a cool breeze from the window disturbed Indrani Devi's sleep. She was sleeping, right? She felt for the adjoining pillow, knowing already that her husband Manoj Datta wouldn't be there. Her husband, most of the time, especially in night, what happened? He used to go outside on the terrace, on the roof, and he used to gaze the stars, planets. So when she knew that her husband was not there, she also went on the roof in search of her husband. But at the same time, what she has seen that whenever he used to go, okay, from that room, he never used to take bother, he never used to close the door, nor he wore some warm clothes, always used to go like this also. He never used to get bothered about his wife, about his health condition also. Because at the time of Indus, most of us we used to wear warm clothes. But this fellow, he was so passionate about discovering a comet that he forget everything. He just want to discover a comet. That was his ambition. Carrying Udatta's sweater, his wife makes her way up to the roof. So she also started heading to the roof, okay, to disturb the meeting between her husband and the one whom she called the designing woman. So what she has seen that her husband is have a secret meeting. Secret meeting means whom? With the telescope. Okay, that had a cast a spell over her husband. Cast a spell means this Nalini, what she used to think about that telescope, that the telescope is having a magical or supernatural power. That's why her husband most of the time he used to be there with that telescope, and he used to say that telescope as a cunning woman that has cast a spell, that has a magical power. That's why he is not giving the time to his wife. All the time he was busy with the telescope. He used to say that she used to say that telescope as a cunning woman who has ensnared, totally what has been with the telescope, right? For Udatta, his telescope, and Udatta, what he used to say to his telescope, Divya Chakshu, or the divine eye, as he called it, was a mark of fulfillment of a lifetime mission. It was his ambition for the lifetime that one day he will buy a good telescope. Okay? As an amateur astronomer, amateur means non-professional or non-specialist. They are not professional astronomers. A non-professional astronomer. He had hoped to have some spare money and spare time to buy a telescope and observe the heavens. After retirement, he had actually had both. What happened then? When he was in job, he don't have enough time, enough money. That's why he's not able to concentrate on stars and planets with the help of telescope. Now he had retired from his job also, so he's having a lot of ample time and the money also. So right now, whatever the ambition it was there, he can fulfill the ambition now after his retirement. Like every other amateur, Udatta too had a secret ambition. Every amateur, non-professional people also, they are having some kind of goal, ambition in their life. Okay. So what was his secret ambition? That one day he will discover a comet. He knew that comets could be new as they came from remote corners of the solar system and orbited around the sun. And he also knew that the comets, they are coming from very remote corners, very far from the solar system, and they can be very new also. When they came very close to the sun, right? It has longish tail. It used to produce a tail. The tail will come out, right? Which gets lit up brilliantly by the sunlight, and somehow when it used to get near to the sun, somehow the tail will brighten up, lit up, and that scene is also very interesting to see. Brilliantly of the sunlight, and then it disappears for many years. And afterwards, what happened? After that moment, for many years, the comets will disappear. You're not able to see that comet again. But when it used to be there, very near to the sun, you can see his longest tail, and it will brilliantly lit up. That also you can see when it is very near to the sun. Despite the fact that he had only an 8-inch Divya or telescope, he is having a 8-inch telescope only, and not the gigantic, not a very big telescope, okay, that the professional astronomers had. The professional, they are having that job only, that work only, so they are having a big telescope. But here Manoj Datta is an amateur amateur astronomer. So he don't have a big telescope. He's having a 8-inch telescope. But he was very certain. He was very sure that one day he will be able to discover the comet with the help of this 8-inch telescope. A reason for this was also that he believed that the professional astronomers were more interested in finding galaxies than insignificant things like comets. And why he was very hopeful, very optimistic, that because the professionals, astronomers, they are not very keen about the comets. They are very keen about this galaxy, the stars and planets. They are very keen to discover the galaxy or star or planets. They least bother about the comets. That is why this fellow, he always had a hope that because the professionals, they are not very keen to discover comet, this fellow will discover the comet one day. That particular night, Udatta was sure that some success was close at hand. He had seen a faint stranger. What he has seen that day? A faint stranger in the sky with the help of 8-inch telescope. But he was not certain whether that thing what he has seen from his telescope, whether it was a comet or something else. He had he examined everything and cross-checked with all the details. With his charts, made calculation and was at his meticulous with his observation. And he was very careful. Meticulous means very careful about his observation. He made lot of calculation. Before pronouncing that word, that whatever he had seen from the 8-inch Divya, that is a comet, he has to be certain, he has to be sure. He realized that what he had been seeing was a comet. So finally, he discovered that what he had seen with his telescope, it was surely a comet. The news of this discovery get published in the Anand Bazar Patrika. So afterwards, what happened? The news got published in one of the famous newspaper in Calcutta, Anand Bazar Patrika, and the people also they came to know about this comet, that the comet had been discovered by Manoj Datta. Soon the comet came to be recognized and was named after discovered comet Datta. So what happened after this news has published in Anand Bazar Patrika, the Indian Institute of Astrophysics also, they have declared that this fellow, the comet, Manoj Datta, the thing what he has discovered, it is a comet only. They also put their belief that it is a comet also. So afterwards what happened? They have given that comet the name Datta. So right now the people they calling that comet as comet Datta. After this finding, Datta became the center of publicity. So he got a lot of publicity from the people. Now he became a renowned person, very famous, a popular person in Calcutta, all over the world also. Something that the introvert Datta didn't like much, but he was very much disgusted with the receptions, with the parties, because what happened during that time, he used to be called in all those receptions and parties because he was the talk of the town during that time. So this fellow was very introvert. He was very shy person, bashful person, you can say, because he never used to get mixed with the people. He was not very social, right? He was a very introvert person. That is why he used to get disgusted with those reception and parties. Due to the publicity, Datta regretted having discovered the comet. And sometime what happened, he used to say to himself that why he had discovered this comet. You don't have to discover this comet because he's getting a lot of fame and this thing. He was happy, but he was not very happy with the people. All the time they're calling them and he has to go to attend those type of reception. He don't like all those type of stuffs. His wife too agreed with him, and at the same time his wife Nainemi, she was also agreed, but the reason for that thing is different. Why she was agreed? She was not agreed with the same reason with the Dudatta. Like Dudatta, he was introvert, he don't want to involve in those reception and parties. What she was thinking about this comet, that her husband had discovered that once he had discovered this comet, that comet will bring bad luck to him and for his family. That is why she was very upset with her husband. Why? He had discovered this comet. It will bring a bad luck or ill luck to her family. She wouldn't have wished her husband to be associated with the discovery of one. Dudatta tells her that these are all superstitions. Superstition means where you cannot justify any belief. You don't have any kind of reason to justify this type of things, the orthodox things, and there is nothing harmful about the comets. But at the same time, this Dudatta also, she always exhorted his wife that no, comets never bring bad luck. But at the same time, he was also not very sure, because the comet, it is heading towards the earth. But he was telling to his wife that it won't bring any bad luck to our family, to any one of us. In the dining hall of King's College, Cambridge, the butler in the King's College, okay, in Cambridge, in UK, the butler passes down, butler means a messenger, passes down an envelope to the provost, to the dean, which was meant for James. James Fawcett was a scientist who had written a paper based on Dudatta's finding. So, one of the messenger, he has given the letter to the dean. The name of that person was James Fawcett. He published a writing about comet, Dudatta's finding a comet. The provost hands over the envelope to the James. The envelope contained a note from John Macpherson. So this James Fawcett, he has given the envelope contained a note from John Macpherson. Means the John Macpherson has written that letter to who? To James Fawcett, a defense science advisor in Her Majesty government, right? In the note, John Macpherson had asked James to come and meet him without any delay and keep his visit confidential. In that particular envelope, in the particular letter, John Macpherson, he has called James Fawcett to come immediately and meet him without informing anyone. The visit will be very secret. He don't have to tell anyone. It will be a very secret visit, very confidential. Johnson brought James to the, Johnson was a security advisor. He brought James to the Whitehall after security check. After having introduced James to Sir John Macpherson, he introduced James to John Macpherson. Johnson, he went away from that place. Sir John apologized to James for being summoned in this manner and handed over a typescript to James. So he felt sorry for James Fawcett that he called him in a short notice. He has come here in this manner, so he apologized to James Fawcett. But it was what to say? He has to call him as immediately as he can. This typescript was James' paper that was based on Dudatta's finding. He showed one of the typescript, the document, to James. Okay, James had acquired the original manuscript from the editor to whom James had submitted his paper, and that typescript, the document, belongs to whom? To James. He has written that typescript to be published in one of the journals. The name of the journal is Nature, right? He has given that typescript to be published in that particular journal. So this John Macpherson, because he is having one of his friend out there, the editor of Nature, it was his friend, John Macpherson friend, so he got that paper from that fellow, and he told him to not to get published now. Okay, to the editor of the Nature, that he don't have to publish the James paper, whatever the paper he has given to the editor of Nature. The editor of the Nature is a good friend of John Macpherson, so he didn't publish the letter, and that letter, that document has been handed over to John Macpherson. So John agrees with James over the fact that his paper is very important. But at the same time, this James Fawcett, what he is saying that it has to be published in that editorial in Nature, and people also should know about the comet, right? But the John Macpherson, what he is saying that yes, it is very important, but this is not the right time to get published these sorts of things, right? At the same time, Sir John felt that it should never be published. James was sure that there was nothing wrong with the accuracy of the paper. Nor did he want his paper to get suppressed. James, what he is saying to John Macpherson that he don't have to suppress this news, and whatever the calculation he has done, it was all correct. Okay, and it has to be published in the editorial of Nature. We cannot suppress this news. This is very important for all of us. However, known Sir John to be a great scientist, he thought of patiently hearing him out. James' paper talked about the collision between comet Datta and the Earth. So in that part of the paper, what it is written that this comet Datta will collide with Earth within the span of 10 months. So that was the news that created a panic. Panic to whom? To John Macpherson. That if that news will be released, will be published, and the public will read this news, that it will create a havoc situation around the world. So that news we don't have to publish now. We have to do something for that thing. So John was worried about profound implication of a paper that talk about catastrophic effects being published. So he was worried if the news will publish in the newspaper, it will have a great implications, okay, and it will create a disaster, right? Catastrophic means disaster. So John spent some time discussing if James' findings were correct. So again they started to do the calculation whether the James, whatever he has written out there, he made his calculation correctly or not. But if they were, this was the news of disaster that they were talking about. So afterwards they came to the consensus that whatever he has written out there, made the calculation was totally correct. James and Sir John discussed how the cometary collision that they were talking about could occur in less than a year, 10 months to be precise. So later on, now they have to do something. Now they came to the common consensus that okay, in 10 months we have to save the world. We have to do anything, because if you are not able to do anything, what will happen? The collision will take place. It is inevitable. It will be there. We cannot avert this collision, right? Sir John felt that it was important to do something to stop all this. So the John Macpherson, he felt that we need to do something to stop this collision. So John wanted to call a meeting. He was worried about the panic that might be caused by breaking of such news. If we pass the news to the public, then it will create a great panic to the public. Although James disagreed with the feasibility of planning an international conference less than a week's time. So they thought that, especially it was the idea of John Macpherson, that we have to call a emergency meeting and we have to call a lot of scientists, astrophysicists. So we'll have a conference, we'll sit together and we'll ponder upon the things what we can do to stop this collision. Sir John meanwhile asked James to tone down his paper, adding several if and buts to make the news less certain in order to avoid panic. So he told that okay, we will publish this news, whatever you have written out there in your typescript, in the document, but we have to put if and buts. You don't have to be very certain, very sure. You don't have to write that it will means it will be colliding in 10 minutes. We have to put if and buts. So the people, they will also be in a dilemma. It won't be a factual news. It won't be a very correct news. There will be if and buts, right? And in the meantime, we will call the meeting of experts. We will have a conference, international conference of from all around the world. The scientists will come and we will discuss the things in the conference, and maybe some good news will come out from that conference. Okay, so this is the word meaning of the chapter number 9, the comet part 1. Collusion means what? Crash. Now repress means hold back, muttered, a repressed utterance. Spell means magic charm. Tete means private meeting. Ensnared means spellbound. Cast a spell means have a magical power. Astronomer means a scholar of the science, or scholar of the science of the sun, moon, stars, planets, etc. Nebulous means hazy. Smudges means spots and marks. Optics means Divya's eyes through which he detected the comet, that is called optics. Meticulous means careful. Introvert means not interested in things outside oneself. Calamities means disaster or misfortune. Correlation means association. Deferentially means respectfully. Impending means in the near future. Cosmic means space. Provost means someone in change of college within university. Profound means thoughtful. Aspersion means harsh remarks. Fortuitous means by chance. Catastrophic means disastrous. Interjected means interrupted. And the last word is restraint, means control and check. So thank you very much, student. I hope you have understand a bit of it, the comet. And thank you very much.